Meanwhile, immigration, a big issue here in South Florida and in your district particularly here. You are pressing this issue in Washington. The leadership, the House leadership, does not want it to come to a vote. They don't want to be put on the spot on this, but you're trying to force it. What are you trying to do?
Well, regrettably, cowardice is something that has characterized Congress for a long time, Bill, and that means an unwillingness to tackle and to address controversial issues. And the fact is there are a lot of Americans out there who want to see stronger border security, who want to see more modern immigration laws, and there's also a lot of Americans out there, especially in our community, who want to see an immigration system that's compassionate to the victims of illegal immigration, which I believe are young immigrants who were brought to this country as children, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They grew up in our country. Many of them are working and paying taxes in this country as members of the DACA program, and we need to find a permanent solution for them, too. So all Americans who care about immigration in one way or another deserve for the House to debate this issue, deserve for the House to vote on this issue and to try to reach a compromise, which, by the way, the White House has requested for Congress to debate this issue and to deliver a product to the president's desk that he can sign. We should not shy away from that responsibility. We should not be afraid to tackle, to debate, to act on issues just because they're controversial. Our country needs it.
Are you getting some bipartisan support on this?
Absolutely. We have filed a discharge petition which essentially will bring immigration bills to the House floor for debate. We are not imposing any one solution, even though all of us in Congress have our own ideas about how this should work. Instead, we want to bring 4 bills to the floor. Some of those bills are very conservative. Others are more centrist. Some are a little liberal. But the point is everyone should be able to weigh in, vote, and may the best bill win. Now, because we have initiated this process, House leaders have engaged meaningfully on the immigration issue for the first time in a very long time, and they are negotiating with us a potential off-ramp to this discharge petition process, which would be a compromise piece of legislation that we would have a vote on the House floor third week of June, so in a couple weeks. This week will be decisive for that effort, to the effort of seeking that compromise piece of legislation. If that doesn't work, we're going to press forward with this discharge petition. 213 members of the House have signed it. We only need 5 more to force the issue. And again, no matter what your position is on immigration, you should be for this, because the only way we'll get stronger border security is through this process. The only way we'll find relief for dreamers is through this process. The only way we'll modernize our immigration system is through this process.
This puts you at odds with the House leadership. How are you dealing with that, and how is that affecting some of your other initiatives?
Well, they're certainly not happy, but they do respect those of us who have decided that it's time to act. Look, House leaders are always risk averse. They always want to be careful. They don't want to rock the boat too much. Many times they want to punt on issues until after the next election. And our point is that that's just not leadership. That is not courageous leadership. That is not the type of bold leadership that the American people deserve. So, sure, Speaker Ryan and others asked us not to do this, and they're not happy to be in this position. But ultimately, they understand why we're frustrated, and they are now in the mind frame that they want to try to solve this instead of trying to ignore it or to suppress this effort.